When the license of a property changes hands, regardless of how good the receiving party may be, most of the times the upcoming entry is bound to be poopy. But I went back to play Max Payne 3 again, and this game is an example that proves that that is not always the case. The story starts with Max narrating, which he does throughout the entire game and the entire series. He's about to execute a man, but the story cuts to the past where he's at a party. Then it's revealed that you are working as a bodyguard for a rich man named Rodrigo Bronco's family, along with your partner Raul Pasos. Soon the party is crashed and some of Rodrigo and his family members are taken by the bad guys. You manage to save them, but the question still remains, who the hell were those guys? And as the story progresses, you find out and start to connect dots about a bigger conspiracy that's been brewing up. The rest is up to you to find out. Now I'm gonna talk about my two problems with the story first. Firstly, this story does not feel very personal to Max. Until very late into the game, that is. Even when it does, it isn't as personal as the ones in the previous games. And secondly, it was really predictable for me who's secretly bad in this game. Like, you're probably gonna be able to tell at the halfway point of the game who are not what they portray to be. Other than these problems, the story is as good as it is because of how it executes its plot. Max is at his lowest in this game, more done with life than he has ever been in the past. This guy is now more alcoholic than an Indian wife beater from the slums. The tension building is handled really well, the acting and noir-type writing is excellent.
I still hadn't really forgiven myself for the Mona business, but I knew that was just grief. The insanity that comes with losing the life you had built.
I really like the fact that you also get to play missions set in the past from when Max was still in New York. You get to get an insight into how he has gotten where he is now. Now here's the thing, the game still looks good even though it came out in 2012, as the character models are really identical to GTA 5, which originally released just 1 year after this game. Every level feels dense and packed with detail. I mean, it's a Rockstar game, what did you expect? But what this game has over GTA 5 is its art style, which is such a big part of its identity. It presents a sense of dirty grittiness everywhere, and the atmosphere created by it is so damn immersive. Like, even the exit screen carries the game's tone with it. The game just keeps you hooked at every single second by constantly switching between short in-game cutscenes which never feel like an interruption, and the absolutely phenomenal gameplay. By the way, if you're enjoying this video till now, please consider liking it and subscribing to the channel. It helps out a lot and I'd appreciate it, bros. This is one of the best gameplay systems in any shooter ever made. I'm gonna start with the most popular mechanic from this series, and that is bullet time. There's a separate meter for it beside your health bar. It can be triggered and disabled at any time, so you can use it while climbing something and even during the evade roll, so you can do shit like this. The best version of it though comes from the shoot dodge, which is just so cool. But it's not just this bullet time mechanic, it's this combination with this game's extreme focus on the fundamentals that makes the gameplay so awesome. The core mechanics of shooting are so unbelievably polished in Max Payne 3, it's ridiculous. Every level is designed in a way where you have enough cover, but it never restricts your movement. Some places have particularly very high amounts of destructible environments. The hard difficulty is also finely tuned, most of the times providing challenge but keeping room for experimentation. The combat has so much flair and flashiness to it, so every single encounter feels intense in its own way. The blood effects are absolutely brutal. A lot of the times you can also see the entry and leaving points of bullets on the enemies' bodies. There's a bullet cam feature which triggers automatically. Every single animation is great, but the ragdoll is especially incredible. Even the blind firing in this game, though a little inconsistent sometimes, feels amazing. One big problem I did have is that sometimes the checkpoints are complete bullshit, and they are even more annoying if you play on higher difficulties. Moving on, the sound effects from when a weapon fires to the impact are so crunchy. Perfectly tuned, and the music, my god, the music slaps harder than your mom's cheeks at the strip club. You find painkillers in the environments which you can use to restore health, but to maintain the flow, the game automatically consumes one when your health reaches 0 and gives you a chance to survive by killing the enemy who shot you. Max Payne 3 is a game that becomes way better when you stop playing like a bitch. Now, of course, there are many situations where being tactical and staying behind is the better choice and you should stick to it, but the game blends realism with responsive shooting so well and gives you a lot of control. There is no need to constantly slow down, as you always have an accurate dot for a reticle. You can shoot dodge in any direction, which gives you opportunity for stuff like this. And even when you accidentally collide with something that cancels your shoot dodge, you can still shoot while lying down. So when this much control is given to you, it makes sense to take risks, try to kill enemies while staying on the move, taking very less cover, and doing it to the point where, combined with the fantastic music, Max Payne 3 starts to feel like a rhythm game. I know this is easier said than done, and you will die a lot, especially on higher difficulties. I did too, but believe me, it's worth it, because it is so gratifying to get good and eventually be able to do shit like this.
It's time for
What's
me
this?
to add my 2 cents.
Headshot, headshot, flick headshot, and I'm insane. Now this isn't noticeable because of how astonishing the main gameplay is from start to finish, but other than different weapons, the game doesn't mechanically add or change anything as you progress. It's like everything is given to you from the start and just the utilization is in your hand. Thankfully, this isn't a big problem because of the set pieces and situations this game puts you in. For example, in one mission, you go from cautious gameplay situation to an intense gunfight to a short in-game cutscene to some different type of special situation like the sniper section right here. And by doing stuff like this, the game constantly keeps you interested, engaged, and entertained. There was not a single moment while playing this game that I wanted to go on my phone. And then there's the spectacular set pieces. These mainly come out of the bullet time mechanic, and god damn, they're bombastic as fuck. Holy shit. Oh my god, I love this game. Oh my fucking god, I love it. But not all of them are super climactic like the one I just showed you, because first of all, that would get tiresome, and secondly, most of the times these are not just here to look cool. They also provide you with the opportunity to get a serious advantage at the start or during a gunfight, the extent of which only depends on how many enemies you are able to take out. And these moments also acted like such lifesavers for me when I had no painkillers. I kid you not, the last time I felt this badass while playing a game was during Doom Eternal. Finally, there is also an arcade mode in the game which allows you to replay encounters in a high score or a timed run. So in conclusion, with its great gritty noir type storytelling, try to say that 5 times fast, super immersive atmosphere, and amazing gameplay which is as satisfying as your mother's cooch, Max Payne 3 has aged like fine wine. This game is so optimized, so polished, and so complete that this is literally the only bug I encountered during my entire playthrough. Just like every other game, it does have its flaws, but in my opinion, it is one of the best third-person shooters ever made. You may have noticed that there were not a lot of jokes in this video, which if you are a regular viewer of the channel, you know how rare that is. But I don't know, man, it's just really hard to make fun of this game. The game has a perfect ending or send-off to Max, but I'd be so happy if we ever get Max Payne 4 one day. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking it, subscribing to the channel, and also hitting the bell notification icon so that you may never miss out on any future content. You can also share this video around to spread the good word of my channel. Some of my other videos are on your screen right now, so please consider checking them out as well. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.